Today is the feast of Saint Louis Montfort, who founded the Montfort Priests and Brothers and Sister Congregation and Brothers. I want to tell you now a story about the meeting of these Montforts with MSC. In about 1959, a Dutch MSC priest stationed in what was then known as Irian Jaya, now known as West Papua, walked to the border of the Western District of Papua, which is now known as the Western Province, crossed the border and met some new missionaries on the Fly River. This is Roger from MSC Mission Office, and you're with Mission Alive. This little story denotes progress in the mission, in the establishment of mission and establishment of church. The new missionaries that this priest was going to meet were the Montfort Priests and Brothers, who had just recently taken on this mission in the Western District and were to be centred at Daru. This Dutch priest, in the course of his work, had crossed the border and evangelised some people there, probably because they were related closely to villages on the Dutch side of the border, and it was a natural progression to move there. Hearing that there were new missionaries coming, he somehow arranged to meet them. They were going up the Fly River in a boat to explore and to find out more about the territory entrusted to them, and so he arranged to meet them up there at a place called Kungam. And that was right, the border is still the border is actually the river at that point and coincides with the border. He met these new missionaries and he took them to the villages where he'd done some work, introduced him to people that he had baptized and evangelized, handed over to them, and then disappeared back across the border. And as far as I know, they didn't have contact any further. May have, I don't know. This was the movement of history. The Montforts, founded by Louis Montfort in, I forget when they were founded. Louis Montfort lived from 1673 to 1716. He was a priest, a writer, a Mariologist, a founder. He was canonised by Pope Pius XII in 1947. And he established the Company of Mary, which we know as the Montfort Fathers and Brothers, and the Daughters of Wisdom, the sisters who are their sister order, and the Brothers of St. Gabriel, all of which are thriving and have many missions around the world. And in 1959 they accepted to come to this part of Papua New Guinea. This part of Papua New Guinea had been part of the early Yule Island mission. In 59 it moved from being from the Vicariate Apostolic of Port Moresby to become the Prefect Apostolic of Daru, and in 1966 it became the Diocese of Daru. 1987 it became the Diocese of Daru-Kiunga. The first bishop was Bishop Deschamps, and he was there from 1961 to 99. In fact, he led the mission and would have been made a bishop, or he would at that stage been made Prefect Apostolic. And he was followed by Bishop Gilles Cortet, who is still the bishop there, in 1999. This was the progression of the mission across the world. Certain areas were set up as vicariates or prefect apostolics or some other jurisdiction, and bit by bit it was divided up, and mostly religious congregations were asked to accept the task of evangelizing this part of the world, and became different vicariate, and then later in Papua New Guinea and Solomon Islands, 1966, all the vicariates became dioceses. So it's the progression of the mission, and as each of those congregations moved into an area, they explored it, they made contact, They started their work of evangelisation. They started schools, hospitals, walked the hills, the rivers, explored the whole area and established mission stations and schools right through their region, and got on with the work of evangelising and developing the people. We'll follow on a little bit more with this story, as again with all of these stories, very complex and very long. So this is Mission Alive. You're on mission, I'm on mission. We have to get on with our mission today. Thank you.